guys, starting a new series today, North Node in Aquarius. So in the tradition of me dressing up for the signs that I'm doing, I found the most unique, the most quirkiest thing in my closet that would represent the energy of Aquarius. So here we go. Before we dive into your North Node and the specific houses, how it's represented, let me give you a general idea of the South Node in Leo, to give you an idea of what you're working with, your memories are, your beliefs, and all that good stuff. So South Node in Leo, anytime you look that up, the easiest representation and description of this would be you guys were a royalty. You guys had many lifetimes where you were kings and queens. You were waited on by a large staff. You're used to having an entourage around you. You're used to being spoiled. You're used to spoiling yourself. You're used to being, that diva, man or woman. You're used to attention. You're used to lifetimes of people, looking up to you, watching you, being of service to you, catering to your every whim at any point of time. No matter what you desired, you always had it. So the good part about South Node in Leo is that you guys are very warm people. You guys are very theatrical people. You're very generous people. People usually like you. They like to be around you because there's a warmth. There's this large aura around you that, people love that. They feel good around you. When Leo, in its positive manifestation, is a very warm sign. It has a big heart. It knows how to bring out the child from each one of us. Whenever we interact with you, we feel younger somehow. We feel like, we got some kind of attention and loving that maybe we never got from anybody. So it's good to be in your presence. You guys know how to make people feel good. You know how to spoil them. You're generous. You know how to give them attention. You know how to you're very good with children. You're very good with playing with them and finding a common ground with them. And kids probably gravitate to you. They like you because you have that playful energy. You're good with, like I said, theatrics. There's an actor and actress inside every one of you. You guys have been lifetimes of literally of actresses, of Broadway people, dancers, singers, whoever was out there on the stage. That was you. You're used to being on the stage. You're comfortable with the stage. You love the attention. You love the applause. As a matter of fact, you love it so much that you look for it all the time. Even if you may not be on the stage this time around, you're still looking for that appreciation, that, those eyes looking at you and saying, oh my God, that the fan base that you're used to, just that worshiping that people did with you in many lifetimes. You guys were my superheroes in a sense of, Leo is brave, and Leo, like a superhero, comes in, saves the day, and then again everybody applauds. And so you guys know how to do that. You know how to come in, take over a situation, but make it fun, lighten it up, make it comfortable, warm, gregarious. Leo knows how to have fun. Leo knows how to infect others and bring the fun with them. Have people play. Just how to get people to play, bring them out of their shell. Open them up like that. So the downside of Leo in the South Node is, just as you were the diva, you were also the drama queen. Whether you're a man or a woman, you're used to having your way. You're used to, maybe raising your voice. You're used to being throwing tantrums, damsel in distress, the one that's like, please, everybody leave whatever you're doing, drop whatever you're doing, and come to my rescue. Come help me, come do this for me, because I can't do it without you. So you're used to having people around you. You're used to depending on a lot of people taking care of you. But not taking care of you like as in like nurture you or whatever. Even, actually that could be possible too, but take care of you from every point of view. If you need help with dressing up, if you need help with, feeding you, if you need help with going with you somewhere, you like to have that support group. Leo loves to have an audience around them. So wherever you are, you will always try to create an audience around you. And especially if you're not getting the attention, because Leo will always want attention. Subconsciously, you will always want that, because that's what gives you life. That's what, keeps you going. So imagine if we think about it to the extreme, South Node is where you went to the extreme in your expression. So once again, tantrums, when you think about that queen, that raging queen that's never satisfied, and she's like, cut everybody's head off. You know, when you think about the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, that kind of idea. You know, it can be ruthless. You can be have tantrums. You have a very short patience. You don't like to wait. You want it now. You know, you want it your way, and you want to be spoiled. You demand luxury. You want, you know, things to be your way. There's a lot of pride associated with Leo South Node because you're used to getting your way a lot. You're used to people looking up to you. You're used to people being your servants and your serfs. And so there's a big ego with South Node and Leo, you know, an ego that's like, you're going to respect me, you're going to look up to me, you're going to serve me because I deserve that. And in this lifetime, you may not get that. And you may be very disappointed in that because you're like, what the hell is going on? And then you'll try to create situations where you will try to create that drama around you just so that people feed you. They feed you that energy that you need. So what else? Vanity. Vanity is a big one with Leo South Nodes. You know, you guys are used to looking good and getting praises and compliments. You guys love that. You guys are, you know, Leo is ruled by the sun. So if we think about it, you know, in our planets and all that, the sun, everybody revolves around the sun. And that's what you guys are used to. And that's what you subconsciously expect. You expect everything to, like, you know, roll around you, not roll around you, but rotate around you. You know, you're the center of the universe, literally. That's how you see it. And now, having mentioned all of that, you, with North Node in Aquarius, it's going to be hard for you in a sense because you need to let go of these selfish, vain, egotistical tendencies. You know, you cannot be that, you know, hogging all the light, all the spotlight. You know, you got to make room for others. You know, with Aquarius North Node, you will be asked to kind of go away from the drama. You know, Aquarius doesn't really need anybody. Aquarius is cool on their own. Aquarius marches to the beat of their own drum. They have their own style. They have their own style of dressing, of expressing, of their style of living their life, of how they love, of relationships, how they treat people. And they can literally, they do everything on their own. You know, they don't need an audience. They're just cool by themselves. And so you will be asked to find that cool within you without having anybody feed you that, without having anybody applaud you, having anybody sit there and then run around you like, you know, everybody being your personal assistant. You know, you got to get away from that. You got to become self-sufficient and lighten up. You know, Aquarius is air. Aquarius is very individualistic in a sense of expression, you know, where he doesn't need anybody. He doesn't need praise or whatever. He's just cool the way he is. But it's also very collective as well, because Aquarius sees that everybody is unique. You know, Leo South Nodes, you guys think that you guys are the unique one. You guys need everybody to look up to you and tell you how beautiful you are and how awesome you are and how we just fucked without you. So Aquarius is like, no, we're all cool. We're all awesome. We're all the same. Nobody's more special. You know, we're all awesome, and that's the beauty of all of us. So Aquarius sees the beauty in every individual. Aquarius doesn't compare. Aquarius doesn't say, I'm better than you. Aquarius is just like, wow, I'm cool, you're cool, let's go have fun. So you'll be called to do that, to let go of this selfish idea of like everybody worship me and everybody rotate around me, and just kind of get off that high horse, get off the pedestal and say, hey, there's other people in this world around me. Maybe you haven't noticed them. There's a lot of people in this world around you, and they all are awesome. And you're not better than them, you're not worse than them. You're just as special, and they're just as special. So yeah, so now let's dive into each house and see how your, your North Node in Aquarius would manifest more specifically. Okay? All right. North Node in Aquarius in the 3rd house. So let's visit your South Node in Leo in the 9th and see what we're working with. All right, here's what I'm thinking. With Leo in the 9th, you're a very passionate speaker. You are somebody who has done a lot, seen a lot, experienced a lot, learned a lot, and you love to share that with people. You're very good at, you're very passionate, dramatic speaker. You know, the way you know, when you tell a story, when you really get people listening, you really have a power over influencing people how they think. You know, you have a powerful voice, a dramatic delivery, and people like to listen to you. You know, you're a very entertaining speaker. So a lot of lifetimes like that, where you explored, in many ways, you explored religion, you explored philosophy, you explored the universe, you explored other countries, and you know, very passionate about that, and you made it a point to share that knowledge with others, you know. So you're very good at that. So I'm thinking ideas could be like a world traveler, somebody who's like Anthony Bourdain, somebody who would bring us different kinds of foods from all over the world, people that explore, you know, on a simple level, it would be people that, because Leo likes luxury and likes all things fun and, you know, all things royalty and all that. It would be the idea of the bloggers that travel and they stay in different luxury hotel rooms, and then they write about it and they tell people about it, you know. So you're very good at inspiring people to get up and do something, you know, to get them fired up, you know. You're a warm, generous speaker. Now, the downside of Leo in the ninth is that you became dogmatic in a sense. You became, you spoke and you shared information in order to give yourself status, in order to give yourself fame. You know, you turned it into fame. It became an image. You became a brand in a sense, you know. So your message kind of lost its authenticity, you know, because you did it maybe for the money, you did it for self-glorification, you did it for your own ego, you know, big egos here. Leo in the South Node period is going to be big egos. But here it's going to have to do with your knowledge, you know, your view of life and everything. So you kind of feel like you know everything, and you usually dominate conversations. You want to tell people how it really is. So a lot of people like that, and they listen to you, and some people go, no, you know, that's not how I see it. You know, I have my own opinion. So some of the crazy ideas, examples of South Node and the Leo in the ninth would be religious leaders, you know, the ones that, whose message is not so much about God, but it's all about fame, you know, it's all about, they're doing it to be famous. And you can see it, you see that it's not authentic, you see that it's all image, it's all for money. And I'm thinking Tammy Faye Baker. I don't know very much about like religious leaders in America, but you know, the big guys, the ones that the ones that are on, have their own TV channels and have their own millions and billions of viewers that like watch them every day. That kind of idea. At this point, it's not about God anymore. It's not about, you know, soul anymore. It's about money. It's about fame. You know, the fame goes to your head, and that's what happened. And then you lose. Your message is not clear anymore. It's not from the heart. Your message is commercialized, if that makes sense. So you have that in you, you know, to be that kind of a guru that just kind of let fame get a hold of him, and then he just kind of, you know, you see a lot of stories where you see some spiritual guru or somebody who ended up, you know, creating this empire, creating this fame for himself, and then he basically got lost in it because the ego got the best of him. You know, there's one, the guy that promoted hot yoga, Bikram, his idea, you know, a lot of followers, everybody just loved him, worshiped him, and then boom, apparently he was, you know, sexually advancing, you know, made sexual advances to his students. So things like that. So when you're, you know, there's nothing wrong with having that universal message of truth that you're carrying, because you do have a lot of wisdom in you. You know, you did have a lot of experiences. You know, you've explored planet Earth, you know, you traveled a lot, you've read a lot, you've studied a lot. So you do have a lot to teach people and to say, but there were many lifetimes where fame got to you, ego got to you, and your message was lost. You know, it wasn't pure anymore. Another idea could be, I'm thinking Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins would be a great example of would be like Leo idea in the ninth, you know, somebody who's a passionate speaker. I don't know if he's authentic or not, but I know people love him. You know, he's very warm, he's passionate, he gets crowds, he gets everybody jumping, he brings out the child inside of every one of them. That's the key with Leo in the South in the ninth, the way you communicate. You know, you encourage people to be playful, you know, to be creative, to awaken that fire within them. So he does that to people. You know, when people go to his seminars, they just come out like, yeah, I can do this. Now, is it authentic or not? I don't know. We'll see. He's still there. People still follow him. So we'll see. But that kind of idea. You have a lot of power as far as influencing how people think, in a sense. And you do it in a very dramatic, theatrical way, in a very almost like youthful way that just gets people going. A crazy representation, you know, just as we talked about religious leaders, let's talk about cult leaders. Somebody like Charles Manson. The guy has South Node in Leo. He moved masses. He had a following, and a lot of people, regarded him as like guru, whatever, master and stuff. So things like that. But once again, fame got to his head. Everybody who's South Node in Leo, you guys, the fame idea is there's a very thin line, where it's cool to be famous, but you guys, a lot of times you took it beyond that, where it got to your head, and whatever you were doing basically crumbled, because it wasn't based on authentic and really helping people, but it was based on self gratification. It was selfish. It was all about me, and look at me, and everybody applaud me. So when we move to Aquarius North Node in the third, you're here to, there's nothing wrong with sharing your ideas, because third and ninth house, there's always going to be idea about information and sharing and teaching. You can do that, but your voice has to change. The way you say things has to change. You cannot be about that diva idea, everybody listen to me, I know everything. You can't do that. You have to be humble. Aquarius in the third is a very cool placement, because Aquarius is already, unique, quirky, individualistic, and you put him in the third house, house of communication. So think about all the crazy ideas that you could have in your mind. You could probably have very intuitive insights, genius mind. If maybe other lifetimes with Leo in the ninth, there was a lot of talking out of your ass, a lot of talking for the sake of talking. This time around with Aquarius in the third, you can't do that. You have to speak from a place of authentic. You have to let that genius mind of yours roam free. You have a lot of ideas in your mind that are very unique, that people would be like, what? That probably would not be accepted by the general public. You probably have a lot of ideas that are ahead of their time, so somebody like you, a lot of people, you got to stop telling people what they want to hear for your own gratification. You got to stop diluting that message just so people like you. And you got to completely let your weirdness come out, at the expense of alienating others. You're so used to people following you and listening to you and worshiping you. You got to be okay with losing that. You got to be okay with walking away from that and saying, I don't care if nobody ever recognizes my mastery. I don't care if I'm never seen as this guru or teacher or master or whatever. I don't care. I'm here for me. I'm here to explore my mind. And your mind is a really cool, unique, crazy, unpredictable. Aquarius is unpredictable. Aquarius is never the same. It's always changing. Aquarius cannot be put in a box. Aquarius North Node will never be mediocre. He will never change himself just to kind of change his truth for fame or whatever. Aquarius doesn't want fame. He doesn't. Aquarius just wants to explore. He wants to try new things. He wants to learn things. He wants to study, and then he wants to get others to share these ideas with and do it together, and then maybe we can build something. You have probably a very technological mind in a sense. You have a lot of ideas. You're very good with technology. You would be great at figuring out all kinds of programming ideas. I don't even know. Ideas of the future, because technology is the future, guys. You know that. We're going to have robots. All that is coming. Don't freak out. It's all experience. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a blast with it. But you have a lot of ideas in your mind that could lead to inventions, technological explorations on all kinds of, maybe with social media, maybe with, I don't even know, guys. Like, my technological mind is very limited. So you guys know, like, let your mind run free and get away from the idea that you want everybody to know you. Let your mind roam free. Come up with these crazy ideas. Even if nobody believes you, even if everybody thinks you're crazy, do them, pursue them. And then you will get the fame that you want. But at that point, you're not going to care about it anymore, because it's going to be for your heart. Before you spoke for ego, you spoke for your self-gratification, selfishness. When you pursue your ideas and you put them into place, whatever they are, Don't judge them. Whatever comes to mind, put it, get going with it. You will get people who will follow you in a sense, but like I said, you're not going to care about it. You're going to be like, all right, because it's okay. You're okay with accepting that I may lose all of this. I may lose all these people, but you will be okay. The sooner you accept that, the better. The sooner you get away from that worshiping idea of being this master and that everybody knows, this guru that everybody follows. Get away from that. You don't need that. That's useless. That gives you nothing. You're never going to be satisfied. Do what satisfies you. Follow that mind, crazy mind of yours. Let it roam free. And you'll see what you're going to create, and then you'll be happy and satisfied. All right, guys. Okay. Have fun.